O Zion, O Zion, that's your cue. I said he's talking to you, and all he needs to know is what you gonna do with what he gave you. Are you gonna live and not die so you can testify? Or are you gonna lie, deny, and crucify the Christ afresh? Now let me suggest that you do what's best. Enlist and get dressed. Come on past this test. It's not just about you, but it's about the ones following through. Depending on the who's who. Are they waiting on you, or should they look for another seed? Though you indeed were planted for their need, and granted had the keys yet refused to take heed, so now they can't be freed. Oh no, God forbid. What he's done, he did. And not so they that might would be limited, but that they will soar in the one they adore, straight up to the sun, leaving nothing undone. And with the answers, y'all, to every question why we can have abundant life, live and not die. That is so perfect for this message. I done already pulled some cards and even did some research. Okay, I had to look up some stuff. But baby, powerful, powerful, powerful. We gonna live and not die. We gonna testify. Huh? Look to me like God hiring folks. God is hiring. Okay? He need all hands on deck. All hands on deck. Okay, so what we got out here first is wisdom of the heart, clarified by Coach. Then clarified by, what is this? What can succeed against God? There is no wisdom, insight, or plan, nothing clever, conceived, or contrived that can get the better of God. And this wisdom of the heart says, the heart's wisdom speaks through intuition. Listen closely. Okay? Listen. And then we have coach. Train, nurture, develop a plan, encourage, support. And then clarifying all of that is glow up. I looked up wisdom of the heart. Like, you know, that's me. I be learning. Just so happen to be teaching, but baby, I'm a learner. Lord, show me, help me, teach me. And wisdom of the heart says, the wisdom of the heart speaks to the soul through intuitive feelings that guide the soul towards true, loving, and in alignment with their higher purpose. Inner and intuitive knowing. It manifests as immediate, direct understanding, a gut feeling, or quiet inner voice that bypasses intellectual chatter. Silence and stillness. It's best heard when one turns down the volume of the mind through meditation or quiet reflection, allowing the heart's deeper, softer wisdom to emerge. Compassionate awareness. The wisdom is non-defender and non-judgmental, fostering a sense of connection, love, and truth. Integration of truth. As wisdom enters the heart, it transforms, bringing a sense of rightness, joy, peace, and the soul. So I feel like that is what the glow up is about. We also have in this little section, and the question I asked was, what do we need to see clearly now is the question. And these are the things that came out. Third eye awakening. Your third eye is awakening, enhancing your intuitive abilities. And then we have employee, worker, service, consultation. And then, clarifying that from my deck of Wisdom is the New Wealth, it says a wise servant takes charge and an unruly child. No, a wise servant takes charge of an unruly child and will share the inheritance as one of the family. So he's hiring mentors. And this glow up, which says self-improvement, finding your confidence. I'm sorry, y'all. Self-improvements, finding your confidence, personal transformation, better than ever. Yeah, that's the wisdom of the heart, you know, shining through. I see your true colors shining through. And that's why I love you. So don't be afraid to let it show. True colors. Mentors matter. And a mentor is a coach. A wise one. Wisdom from the heart. Speaking through you. Listen closely first. And then you know what to do. Share it. Mentor. Be a mentor. And in this particular, a wise servant takes charge of an unruly child. So some of you are called to deal with the hard heads of life. Okay? The unruly. Can't tell them nothing. Won't do right. Can't do right. And God is opening up your third eye. Your spiritual insight. I researched that one too. He's expanding your consciousness beyond the physical senses so that you can do this work. And then the other, the last in that, with that question, we have Sleeping Garden, which says just because nothing blooms doesn't mean it isn't growing. And then we have the Magician, channeler of power, potential, magic, illusion, manifestation. And then to clarify that, we have unjust people and unused fields. Unused fields could yield plenty of food for the poor, but unjust people keep them from being farmed. Proverbs 13:23. God saying that these blessings are held up. The unjust are the hold up. Release the plenty. Feed the poor. So I am seeing us, what he's saying to us is, he's coaching us to be coaches, to train, to nurture, to develop a plan that would encourage, that would support his people. And what he's doing on the inside of us, opening up our spiritual senses, heightening our intuition, giving us those gut feelings. We're experiencing profound awareness, enhanced mental clarity. To be a bridge between the physical and the spiritual worlds. Deepening our connection to him, the divine, higher self. And experiencing feelings of profound peace and bliss. That's that glow up. That's part of that glow up. Shining through. A feeling of, it says also clairvoyant abilities. Insight, foresight, seeing beyond the ego to one's true nature. Your true nature, their true nature, everybody's true nature. A feeling of oneness with God, the God of the universe, as family, sons, daughters, servants. Increased sensitivity, greater sensitivity to light, sound, or the emotions of others. And a shift in priority, listen to this, a reduced interest in trivial matters, and a stronger desire for truth, purpose, and spiritual growth. We getting serious about it. We ain't playing about it. It says the heart is viewed as a wellspring of life, where true spiritual understanding is stored, allowing one to live in alignment with their higher self. The sleeping garden, let's read that. And the magician, because they together. Just because nothing blooms doesn't mean it isn't growing. A sleeping garden spiritually symbolizes a period of rest, incubation, and latent potential, representing a phase where your outer life feels stagnant, like a dormant winter, while deep internal transformation occurs. It suggests a need to nurture the soul, confront the inner fears, and cultivate personal growth before blooming again. A sleeping garden represents a period of transformation and crisis in one's life, such as depression, where growth is not visible, but the soul is undergoing necessary, quiet transformation. Soul and consciousness. The garden represents the self and inner consciousness, while it's sleeping and implies a need to reevaluate values and confront hidden emotions to awaken. This is necessary. It says this is what has to happen. A need to reevaluate values and confront hidden emotions to awaken. Divine connection and rest. It can symbolize a place for spiritual refreshment, intimacy with God, or as in the case of the Garden of Gethsemane, a place of rest and surrender. And I added prayer, okay? Because when just even the thought of the Garden of Gethsemane, if you know that story, if you don't know it, look it up. But baby, it was when basically God just showed Jesus everything that he was going to have to go through. He showed it all, everything that they was going to do. And it was so heavy that it said that he sweated. His sweat was like drops of blood. You know what I'm saying? It was just from the inside out. It was just, he was like going through it spiritually first before he went through it in the natural. He could see it all. He knew it all. Everything. He probably could feel it even. But yeah, it's like I say, a crisis. A transformation and crisis in one's life, such as depression, where growth is not visible, but the soul is undergoing necessary, quiet transformation. And you know what? In the Garden of Gethsemane, I remember him telling Peter to wake up, and pray, lest you fall under temptation, which he did. Is when he wasn't praying. He was sleeping instead of praying. Sleeping instead of connecting to God for what was next. Taking that night as if it was any other night. And as a result, he ended up denying Christ 3 times. Now, Peter was the one that had the revelation. Who do you say I am? Jesus said. And he said, thou art the Christ, the Son of the living God. So he knew. But because he wasn't spiritually conditioned, developed, prayed up, how folks say, stay prayed up. He wasn't prayed up. That temptation swept him up. And that was something for Peter to have to deal with after Christ was, going on by his business and done ascended and everything. Thank God Jesus did not need him. What's the other word? What's the opposite of you ain't denying him? He didn't need him to validate, confirm, or none of that in order for him to ascend. It was Peter's own soul that would have to toil with that, be tortured by the fact that, he failed, so miserably. But anyway, y'all, it says soul consciousness, the garden represents the self and inner consciousness. While it's sleeping, it implies a need to reevaluate values and confront hidden emotions. See, if Peter would have been paying attention, if he would have been praying, if he would have been interceding, if he would have been, before God like Jesus was, he would have been able to confront those hidden emotions, that fear that he had that literally crippled him and paralyzed him, to the point of denying. I don't even know the man. And some interpretations say he cussed, like, didn't I say I ain't know his ass? I don't know him. I mean, to be convincing. I think it was that. He was trying to be convincing. Because he did not want to go through what they was dragging Jesus through. What they were putting him through. He didn't want no parts. And I feel it, Peter. Because it was torture, truly. Did I read? Okay. Warnings of neglect. A sleeping or untended garden can represent neglect of one's spiritual life, allowed to be overtaken by weeds, by those hidden emotions, by those values that we haven't evaluated. And then the magician, it says it's about being a conduit for divine energy, a wise mentor. So we got the magician as a wise mentor. We got the coach here who is teaching from the wisdom of his heart. And we have the employee, the worker, the service, the consultant who is operating from his eyes being wide open, his spiritual eyesight. God is saying that mentors matter. A wise servant takes charge of an unruly child and will share the inheritance as one of the family. So let's go back. It was okay, about that sharing the inheritance as one of the family. That's, manifested. Share the inheritance. Manifested. The ability to bring dreams. Okay, wait a minute. Let's go back. It is about being a conduit, a bridge for divine energy, a wise mentor, and realizing one's potential by aligning one's inner will with external action. To create meaningful change. That's important. To create meaningful change. Channeling inspiration into action. Manifestation, the ability to bring dreams, ideas into tangible form using willpower and skill. Resourcefulness and skill. Possessing all the tools, possessing all the tools and knowing how to use them effectively. The ability to act with the wands, feel or have compassion with the cups, speak and think with the swords, and be and produce with the pentacles. Inner power is all underneath the magician. A reminder that you have an inherent power. My dog might start knocking on the door, but no juju. Inner power, a reminder that you have an inherent power. It's built in, it's deeply rooted, it's a part of your characteristic, it's natural, it's native to you. It's organically a part of who you are, and everything needed to achieve your goals. Transformation, turning the ordinary into extraordinary, like Jesus turning the water into wine and making the impossible possible. Wisdom and mentorship, representing the wise guide or psychotherapist who uses intellect and insight to help others. And then on the magician, the traditional Rider-Waite deck, there are roses and lilies on that card. And then I thought about the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valley. Represents harmony between passion, the red roses, and purity and spirituality, the white lilies. The Song of Solomon's 2:1 says, I am the rose of Sharon and the lily of the valleys, representing Christ or the body of Christ's relationship with him. Yes, representing Christ or the body of Christ's relationship with him. The Shulamite woman, the bride, is describing herself in the Song of Solomon 2:1. The plain of Sharon is a fertile coastal area in Israel known for its flowers. I thought this was all so in sync because we're talking about a sleeping garden. Symbolism represents beauty, commonness, as wildflowers are not necessarily true roses, and delight. Yeah. The sleeping garden is what we are. With all this potential to bloom, to manifest, to create magic or making the impossible possible. To turn, things that are ordinary into extraordinary. And God is saying right off the bat that he's given us the wisdom of the heart. And this wisdom is to remind us that there is no wisdom, no insight, no plan, nothing clever, conceived, or contrived that can get the better of God. Don't you need to know that first? Before you go out and do anything, that's got to be rooted and grounded. That is the ground. That is the foundation. And then employee and third eye awakening, he is waking us up, giving us insight, foresight. Prophetic dreams, it even said. So that we can mentor in a way that matters. A wise servant takes charge of an unruly child and will share the inheritance as one of the family. And then I pulled some, I got a mixture here of cards. I pulled some of them because I asked, show me a picture of what this unruly child looks like. And the first thing that came out was toxic love and hidden agendas. And then on top of that, money moves. And I was like, okay, you letting us know if we deal with this, you gonna pay us for that. Yeah. See. Okay. You deal with this, I got you. I'm gonna take care of you. I'm gonna honor it. Toxic love, pain disguised as passion, addictive patterns, harmful attachments, can't live without. So obsessive. And all of this is the taking charge of an unruly child. Hidden agenda, secret intentions, manipulation, disguised as kindness. See that hook? See that hook with the gift? Hidden motivations. Too helpful to trust. Too helpful to trust. And then Money Move says smart decisions, strategic investments, building wealth, making my money work. Knowing what to invest it in, what not to invest it in. But God is asking us, wise servants, to take charge of these unruly children. And you will share in the inheritance, the spiritual inheritance that's going to be manifest as real money. Able to pay your bills, able to feed your family. Yeah. As one of the family, a joint heir. A joint heir with Christ. Come on. And then it says unjust people and unused fields. Unused fields could yield plenty of food for the poor. But unjust people keep them from being farmed. And he said that the unjust are the holdup. So I asked for more about that. And we got here Deja Vu and Behind the Mask. Repeating patterns. So these are repeat offenders. See, unruly children. Repeating patterns, familiar lessons, unresolved issues. We've been here before. It's like these are people that they just keep repeating the cycle. They ain't trying to learn. They're not trying to be trained, nurtured, developed, encouraged, but they want to be supported. They want to be supported though, but not in a way that will cause them to grow. In a way that's going to keep you held back, keep you from farming, keep you from blooming and farming your garden of flowers. All that God done put inside of you innately before you came here. Put inside of you. Behind the mask, hidden emotions, concealing true self, afraid to show reality. No one sees the real me. Broken promises, disappointed expectations, failed commitments, lost trust. Words mean nothing. It's a liar. They just lie, steal, kill, steal, and destroy. And then we have hidden agenda. Not everyone's motives are obvious. This connection comes with fine print and hidden clauses. Then we got sneaky link, hidden encounters, private meetings, discreet intimacy. Nobody needs to know now. And then we got two-faced it. Says one thing, does another. Betrayal behind kindness. Betrayal behind kindness. And we saw the gift with the hook. Okay. Could even be a catfish, type situation. Says one thing, does another. Betrayal behind kindness. Pretends loyalty. Pretends to be loyal. And it says trust carefully, but we know this can't be trusted. And we ain't gonna even just talk about. We got two faces here, two faces facing each other, and we got sneaky link. Look mighty sus to me. Yeah. Mighty sus. Deja vu. Hiding behind the mask. Yeah. But God calls them unruly. These unruly children. Because you know what? Even in this readings and God, having people out here teaching whatever method they using, as long as their heart, you know what I'm saying, is right in what they doing. I think that's what matters to God. The pureness of heart. If they wanted to, they could hear, and they could let this wisdom till they ground, turn them over, cause them to, be different if they wanted to. But God said they unruly. Take charge. So I think even with teachers out here, God's servants, those that are employed by him, consulting, that's a good word, consulting out here, it's so they have the opportunity. So they won't be able to say later, they didn't know, they didn't have the opportunity, nobody told me, I had no idea. Yeah. But I think God is saying here that, and then after that came out with all of that, is trust the signs, paying attention to guidance, universe speaking clearly, follow intuition, message received. And then we have unbreakable, inner toughness, enduring hardship, strength through adversity, nothing can break me. And then we have side hustle, multiple incomes, extra earnings, financial security, always on my grind. Then we have bad secured, achieving goals, mission accomplished, financially stable, got that bag on lock. And then we have status upgrade, new achievements, improved social standings, lifestyle elevation, next level. This you, wise servant. This is what God got for you. This is that spiritual, what that spiritual inheritance gonna look like. This is the garden. This is the unused field that could yield plenty. And it's gonna yield plenty because you trust the signs. You taking heed to the wisdom that God is downloading into your heart. You believe that nothing can succeed against God. Not even all of that. But the God in you, nothing can succeed. You're unbreakable. You're unbreakable. And God wants to bless you for being so. After you sit with it for a minute. Let him have his way in you. And it says in sleeping garden, just because nothing blooms doesn't mean it isn't growing. It's in there. God is waking it up. And as you take action, accept the offer by becoming a wise mentor and mentoring in a way that matters, by taking charge of the unruly, yeah, you're going to get that glow up from the inside out. Because you self-improving. You improving. It's a self-improvement for you first. Finding your confidence. Personal transformation. That's the good part. That's the good part. Jesus told Peter, Peter, I prayed for you that your faith faileth not. But it was a while after Jesus was gone before Peter came around. It really was. But that didn't stop Jesus' growth. It didn't stop his ascension. It didn't stop him from completing his mission. It didn't stop him from upgrading in his status. No, it didn't stop him from going to the next level. It did not. So they can believe it or not. Destiny can't be stopped. Power to us did he give, that we would not die but live. He gave us the wisdom to be coach and to coach. To be trained, to train. To be nurtured and to nurture, to be encouraged. Come on, to be supported and to encourage and support. And be supported. Because there's a whole lot of money in this place. I really believe that it's a whole lot of money to be transferred. From people who not doing, who aren't wise servants, who aren't mentoring in a way that matters. All that's going to be transferred. God said you would share the inheritance as one of the family. That's not just money. To be a joint heir with Christ, that means everything he could do. Come on, talk about being a magician. Come on. That's that joint heir. That's what we want beyond the money. And the money going to be nice. It's going to be nice. You know, it's going to make you comfortable. But Lord, if we don't get a hold of these unruly children, you know what happens with that. They just tear through stuff. They just tear stuff up. Tear stuff down. They kill, they steal, they destroy. But God is hiring. And then what we have next is energetic alignment. Align your energy centers. Balance brings clarity and peace. And clarifying that is educator. Imparter, mentor. A lot of mentoring out here already. Guide, teacher. And then, clarifying that, it says, teach and lead me, Heavenly Father. Teach me how to live to please you. Not these people. Teach me how to live to please you. If you're going to be a people, you're going to please somebody, please him. Because you're my God. You're my God. These people are not my God. Lead me by your blessed spirit into cleared and level ground. Psalms 143 and 10. That sounds like, that sounds like you getting ready for that garden. Teach me, Lord. Look, I don't even know if I showed that to you. Teach me, Lord. Lead me. And then we have the light within. You carry a light that guides you through darkness. Trust it. And then we have researcher, explorer of truth, exploration, study, rigor, experiment. And then we have saved by the truth. Save my soul with truthful witnesses. Protect me from betrayal spread by lies. Probably by the unruly child. Spread lies. Look. Light within and research. Research that light that's within you. Look for it. For the truth. We know the light is the truth. Show us the way. Teach me how to live to please you. Lead me by your blessed spirit into cleared and level ground. Into cleared and level ground. That means protect me from the betrayal protect me from betrayal spread by lies. And I just see weeds, that can choke you out. But God say, He going to lead you in a way by his blessed spirit that you're going to be led into cleared and level ground where you can flourish and grow. And unjust people won't be able to keep those unused fields, that dormant sleeping garden within you from being farmed. He says unused fields could yield plenty of food for the poor. People that don't know, they just don't know. They just don't know. There are some people that just don't know. Nobody taught them. Nobody sowed no good seed. Nobody has mentored them. Nobody has guided them. But God say, feed the poor. He say these unjust people are the hold up. People that, betray you by spreading lies. And then we have divine intervention and creator. Show you the pictures first. I'm a visual learner, so I love looking at the pictures. I'm always saying, God, what that look like? What that look like? Okay, so we have divine intervention. Divine intervention is at work. Your intuition is the message. And then for creator, we have weaver of imagination, creativity, innovation, invention, realization. As God intervenes, we come into realization. As we explore and research and study and experiment, here come inventions and innovations and creativity to weave what you seeing in the spirit, hearing in the spirit, to manifest in the physical, in the flesh. And he's teaching us, and he's leading us, and he's saving us, saving our soul with truthful witnesses, not Peter's, who gonna deny. They know the truth. Some of these people, they done live with you. They in your family. You was married to them or in close, relationship with them. Come on in and sit down. Sit right over here. Sit over there. Yeah. These people are close to you. So it ain't like they don't know that you the real deal. That you live in this life. Not just talking about it. They know. But God says that he's divinely intervening. He's intervening so that you are protected. The weapon might form, but it ain't going to prosper. He's protecting us from betrayal spread by lies. And then we have clarifying creator and divine intervention. We have appreciate your guides, Psalm 1 and 8. Pay close attention to what your father tells you. Never forget what you learned at your mother's knee. Father's instructions, mother's teachings. Now, for me, this is God. Father in me, mother in me. God says, when your mother and father forsake you, you ain't have no guidance. Ain't nobody told you enough about nothing. He'll take you up. And then we have here, a longing fulfilled is a tree of life. Unrelenting disappointment leaves the heart sick, but a sudden good break can turn life around. Proverbs 13 and 12. Unrelenting, this is what we just looked at. Unrelenting, patterns, repeated, deja vu. Yeah. Two-faced, broken promises, sneaky links, toxic love, hidden agendas. Unrelenting disappointment, broken promises. Unrelenting disappointment leaves the heart sick, but a sudden break can turn, that sudden break, come on, that sudden break for the unbreakable. But a sudden break for the unbreakable. Come on. Sudden break. And money moves. You ain't got to dance with that devil no more. You making money moves. I ain't got to dance. Making money moves. Yes, unrelenting disappointment leaves the heart sick, but a sudden good break can turn life around. And that was Proverbs 13 and 12. And then it says, humble is the way. This is a prayer that Jeremiah prayed. Lord, I know that people's lives are not their own, that mere mortals can't run their own lives, that men and women don't have what it takes to take charge of life. So correct us and discipline us, Lord, as you see best. Don't lose your temper. That would be the end of us. Yeah, that's why we over here asking, Lord, teach me how to live to please you. I don't want you to lose your temper with me. I want to learn. I want to know. I want to see. I want to hear. Help me. Lead me. And then we have ill-gotten gain gets you nowhere. Proverbs 1:18 and 19. That's what happens when you go after all the ill-gotten gain you can get. The more you get, the less you are. It takes your life away. Ill-gotten gain gets you nowhere. Okay? Ill-gotten gain gets you nowhere. So go ahead and spread your lies. We're protected anyway. We'll be saved by the truth. Truth transcends all lies. Ill-gotten gain. Some of these people got in by, making promises that they knew they weren't going to keep. Having hidden agendas, being two-faced it. Pouring you a big old cup of toxic love. This is not just has to be love. It could be platonic, it could be family, it could be all of that. But the disappointment was unrelenting. Unrelenting? That's like a pit bull that won't let go. No, Juju. No. Yeah, it's like a pit bull that won't let go. They just insist on being sneaky. They insist on breaking promises. They insist on being two-faced and having a hidden agenda. And insist on passing off passion, pain disguised as passion. It says addictive patterns. That go with relentless. Just addicted to being this way. It says, broken promises says disappointed expectations. Disappointed. Unrelenting disappointment. Failed commitments. Which caused there to be a loss of trust. Their words mean nothing. They just, what do they call them, liars that just can't tell the truth? They not humble either. These are arrogant people. Unruly. These are arrogant people. They not humble. They not, praying, Lord, They not, I ain't trying to lean on my own understanding. Lord, direct me and guide me. I don't want to lean on my own understanding with what I know. Show me the way to go. That's not these people. That's not who we dealing with. In case some people say, you're just so hard. I was talking about the Equalizer in my last reading. And, with Denzel, he struggled with that. When he went on the third one, when he went to the Italian, to Italy, the man asked him, are you a good man or a bad man? He said, I don't know. And then at the end, he said, only a good man would say that. Because he was, on one hand, If he was, at Home Depot working, or the Uber driver, he was a good man, but he had to deal with these unruly children who were just killing, stealing, destroying. And it took him 1, 2, 3, first, second, third equalizer for him to really realize and be okay with himself, because he had promised his wife that he would not be the man who the government had created. You know what I'm saying? Government, you might have to go in there and just kill innocent people. But now he was faked his death to get out of the military, and faked his death to get out of the military, and now he's just a free agent. But when situations arise where he could do something about it, he did. And at the same time, he was a wise mentor to everybody that he could be that way with. A wise mentor. A coach. Remember, he was coaching the dude that wanted to be the security guard and he had to lose weight. Yeah. He was a nurturer. He nurtured the girl that was caught up in prostitution with the Russians. Yeah, he encouraged her. He supported her. Them. But on the other hand, yeah, we're getting to that part right here. Yeah. God say appreciate him, please, and thank you. Be appreciative that we have him to help us. But this question right here is showing us what we need to release in order to have all of that. But what we have here is woven threads. What broke can become part of the weave. Nothing is wasted. But with that, we have avenger and betrayal. Avenger and betrayal. And we know that Denzel in Equalizer was the avenger. And these unruly people were the deceitful, disloyal, conspiracy, breaking bonds, broken bonds, it says here, with broken promises, hidden agendas. There go your lies and your deceit. Conspiracy right here. Save my soul with truthful witnesses. Protect me from betrayal spread by lies. But God say, in all of that, what broke can become part of the weave. Nothing is wasted. And then, clarifying that, is deal honestly or deal with the consequences. The integrity of the upright, of the honest, guides them and keeps them on track. But the deviousness of crooks brings them to ruin. And I love that movie. I love that movie. Because he was, yes, he was getting that justice. He was balancing them scales. And then we have Hunter came out. Stalker of prey, aim. See, we not the prey no more. Okay? We not the victim no more. Aim, strategy, pursuit, survival. Yeah. We done decided we gonna live and not die. We looking like, what do we have to work with? Okay. What do we have to fight back with? We have our integrity to fight back with. We have our honesty. We have God guiding us, keeping us on track. So that we not led into ruin be brought to ruin, like these devious people here. Gonna have to, and they say they're crooks too. Devious crooks. Always, okay, this next card out is always wanting, forever giving. Sinners are always wanting what they don't have. All day long they crave for more. The God loyal are always giving what they do have. And the righteous give without sparing. Proverbs 21:26. Remember in the movie Denzel Washington, he went there and gave all his savings. It was like $9,800, for the girl's freedom. And these devious crooks, they laughed at him. Talk trash. Cold cash. Yeah. But yeah, doing that brought them to ruin. Okay? He shut the door on them 3 times and dealt with that. Okay? Yes. They had to deal with the consequences. Because I love too how Denzel, with all of these people, he gave them a chance. He tried to talk to them. He sat down with them. He even mentored them. He tried. And then once he saw that they were just unruly sinners, we all have sinned, fallen short. You understand? But these sinners, repeat offenders, no love in them, relentless, and being a disappointment, ill-gotten gain. Talking about, he said about that girl, he was like, you can, that money there, you can have it for a month. And man, he just went to talking about what he was gonna do with her after her, and oh man, Denzel said, I got to eliminate him. Yeah, he got to go. Or the girl was gonna die. Yeah, he had already done beat her half to death. She in ICU, making an example of her is what they said. So yeah, he was like, I gotta deal with it. Yeah. He was working for the Lord now. He was working for God now. Yeah. Yeah. And it would have been impossible for that child to get away from these people had he not intervened. It says, this last card with Hunter, it says, you can't go wrong doing what's right. Come through, Holy Spirit. When you work for good, you'll earn the trust and respect you deserve. But to work for evil, you're making a big mistake. Proverbs 14:22. To work for evil. We're not just talking about people who did something wrong, and you know what I'm saying, and you can mentor them back on track. Now you know that wasn't right. Now you didn't think about how it was gonna make her feel, him feel, them feel. You know what I'm saying? Why'd you do that? We're not talking about that. That's not what God dealing with all this. When you work for good, you'll earn the trust and respect deserved. But to work for evil, you're making a big mistake. It's a warning. He's warning you. And then we have engineer. Architect of solutions. Engineering practice. Problem solver. Okay? Equalizer was a problem solver. Complex systems. Technology, it says. And then it has inner peace. In moments of peace, intuition speaks the loudest. Remember how he would go and sit, you know what I mean? Before he did anything with that girl, he turned his ring thinking about what he done said to his wife. Do I need to do this? Do I want to do this? I told her I wasn't going to do this. But he wasn't doing what he was doing. This was something totally different. And also we have here rusted door. What looks forgotten may still open when touched with wonder. By the Spirit. When touched by the Spirit, when God says so. When God tells you to be the avenger on his behalf. Need you to take care of some things for me. Need you to do 2, 3 things for me. Got some unruly children that I need you to take care of, take charge of. And you will share the inheritance as one of the family. Denzel, in that movie, his name was Robert McCall. In that movie, Robert McCall was like the God loyal, always giving what they do have. And the righteous give without sparing. He gave it all. All the training he had, all the engineering he had, everything that was in him, everything he knew how to do, everything that he had done for the devil. He also died. Everything he had done for the devil. You got to take everything you done for the devil and use it for good. Use it for God. Put it in his hands and let him give you the wisdom, the insight, the eyesight. Come on. To work for him. And then over here, yes, it's all lining up. Energetic sensitivity. Your sensitivity to energy is your intuitive gift. He was sensitive. He could sense that these men were evil. Just kill us for no reason. And then we have the careerist, dreamer of grand schemes, vision, cunning. I can't pronounce this word. Aspirations. Man, I'm going to show it to you. Maybe you can see what it says. But in other words, Denzel was, when he could be, when he was at work, or when, he out, when he could be, he was as gentle as a dove. But when he had to be, he could be as cunning as a snake. That's what I get out of this. Yeah, it's a dreamer of grand schemes. He dream up how he was going. Ooh, I'm trying not to cuss, y'all. He dreamed up how he was going to mess them up. Okay? It says, love carefully disciplines. A refusal to correct is a refusal to love. Love your children by disciplining them. Remember when he sat that man down, Nikolai? He tried. He had to look up the man's whole life story. I know where you come from, man. But you don't have to be this way. You don't have to, do this thing. If you could change something, in this moment, would you do things different? He was dealing with real, live demons. Real live ones. And even with in the was that the last? No, that wasn't the last one. The second one, when they killed his best friend. And see, he had been their sergeant, you know what I'm saying, over them in the military. So they was like his sons. He said, y'all done killed my friend. And I'm going to kill every last one of y'all. And the only thing I'm going to regret is that I only get to do it once. A refusal to correct is a refusal to love. It's tough love. Love your children by disciplining them. You don't let your children, when you love them, you see them doing whatever they doing. You don't just, a lot of people do, push it up underneath the rug. But not those of us with wisdom. We don't do that. We know better than to do that. We love our children. Some things they do, you be like, hell no. Hell, you did that for? Don't you know you can go to jail? Don't you know you can get killed? Don't you know? That's going to come back on you. Yeah, discipline. Tell them the truth. And shame the devil in them. And that's love. God says love. Love carefully disciplines. It don't lie to you. It don't lie to you. Because lying to you will have you out here being a liar. And having to suffer the consequences for that. Deal honestly or deal with the consequences. Have you out here being a crook? Have you out here betraying people, being deceitful, disloyal, breaking bonds left and right because you can't keep a promise? Have you out here hiding behind a mask? Not true enough. Some children, you tell them and they still do what they want to do, and that's okay. But you as a parent, at least you told them. That's your part. That's your job. You instructed them wisely. We have higher self connection. Connect with your higher self. And this over here, what I'm talking about, say this is. I asked the question: what is going to protect us and support us? What is going to protect us and support us? Discipline them children is what's going to protect and support you. Not just your children, but passerbyers, whoever God, happen to cross your path, be in your way, be in your life, however it go. Like the men were. They weren't his sons, his biological sons, but he had done trained them 7 years, he said. And they went and did something like this. But that's because they thought he was dead and could get away with it. Okay, we got higher connections. Connect with your higher self for greater intuitive clarity. And then we have Barbara. Connect with your higher self for greater intuitive clarity. And then we have Barbara. And then clarifying that, to be partial with the wicked is to deprive the innocent of justice. To be partial with the wicked, y'all, the wicked. Not people who've made a mistake and, can be taught and can be told. And, they're like, ooh, now that you put it like that, I never saw it like that. Let me get that straight. We're not talking about them. To be partial with the wicked. That's evil on steroids. The wicked, the evil on steroids, is to deprive the innocent of justice. It's not right to go easy on the guilty or come down too hard on the innocent. Proverbs 18:5. That's what I'm saying. We're not talking about coming down too hard on on the innocent people that don't know. See, he didn't come down too hard on that girl that was prostituting. Now, she was prostituting. She was doing that. That's what she was doing. That's what she was in her life. But he didn't come down too hard on her. He talked to her about when you going to cut back on that sugar. He you know what I'm saying? To the boy that was trying to become the security guard. When you don't need them chips on that sandwich. He didn't come down too hard on them. Because he realized they innocent. They didn't know. Probably didn't have a father. In that story, we didn't see no daddy around. He had a mama there running the restaurant. But no dad was around, He didn't know. He grew up like that. Eating just whatever, He didn't come down too hard on them. But it says it's not right to go easy on the guilty. You know you wrong. You dead wrong and know you wrong. Wicked. Old dude was not trying to do right. The one that Nikolai was sold out. How people be sold out to God, Nikolai was sold out to the devil. He got tattoos, everything. He interacted with him when he leaned back in the chair and did that deep breath. He interacting with him. He infusing them. You know what I'm saying? He becoming a magician. He was preparing to become a magician of his own. He'd already done killed that girl. He killed the friend. Suffocated her. Choked her out. Okay? And enjoyed it. Wicked. And then we have shared fire. Connection doesn't always speak. Sometimes it just burns in the same direction. And with that, we have blacksmith, reader, and player. And I don't think that this player card, because it says socialite of charm, elegance, expert of romance, leisurely life. Reader says seeker of knowledge, knowledge of pursuer, explorer of information. And then blacksmith says forging, melting, shaping, temperate. And then it says shared fire. I know that this right here is when you just done gone through just holy hell. And God is sending you through these fiery situations like what we just mentioned to create, bring forth that pure gold, that silver. He burning off the dross. So you can become this socialite, this reader. This seeker of knowledge, this knowledge pursuer, this explorer of information. It says shared fire. Connection doesn't always speak. Sometimes it just burns in the same direction. I'm taking that as, let me read these other ones before I say that. Plans to profit. Careful planning puts you ahead in the long run. But hurrying and scurrying puts you further behind and leads to poverty. Careful planning. Careful planning puts you ahead in the long run. Careful planning. Seeking knowledge. Pursuing knowledge. Exploring information. Careful planning puts you ahead in the long run. But hurrying and scurrying, all this over here hurrying and scurrying and trying to get money, ill-gotten gain fast, that ain't gonna get you nowhere. It leads to poverty. As a matter of fact, it says ill-gotten gain will get you ill-gotten gain. Okay, it says that's what happens when you go after all the ill-gotten gain you can get. Hurrying and scurrying. The more you get, the less you are. It takes your life away. Yeah. Payback. A mean person gets paid back in meanness. Okay, this is sowing with that garden, sowing and reaping. A mean person gets paid back in meanness. A gracious person is rewarded with grace. And then we have, it was a setup. I'm setting you up as a light. Come on, that light within. That light within. I'm setting you up as a light. You carry a light that guides you through darkness. I'm setting you up as a light for the nations so that my salvation becomes global. God on a mission, and He hiring y'all. Get in where you fit in. That's what I'm doing. Get in where you fit in. Yeah, that's what that means. Shared fire. Okay, I am not the typical traditional reader. Okay, but this works for me. This works for me because this is how I see. I see life in pictures. Right? And in that word, I can't get rid of it because it's my foundation. Like, that's always been a part of my life. But now I'm expressing it authentically. This works for me. I could do this. I could do this. But have I ever worried about, you know what I'm saying? You're not going to fit in. You're going to fit in over there. The Christian's going to be mad at you because you're using the cards. And you know what I'm saying? They're going to call you devil worshipers. And then the readers over there, you're using too much word and too much scriptures. But you know what? It says shared fire. It's fire though. It's fire. It's light. It's love. It's this passionate love. When I think about fire, I think about the passion of the Christ. I want to see people saved, and I want to see the wicked removed. I want liars to be silenced too. I don't want them to be able to spread lies about you either. Me or you. So even though, you know what I'm saying, might not fit, connection, it says, doesn't always speak. Connection doesn't always speak. Sometimes it just burns in the same direction. I'm just trying to burn in the same direction. I'm trying to burn up the dross just like you trying to burn up the dross. I want to deal honestly and be dealt with honestly just like you want to be dealt with honestly. And I want those that are the devious crooks to receive their consequences. So I would love to share as much as possible, but if the connection is not made, let's at least be okay with the fact that, you know what I mean, we burning in the same direction towards the same goal. That God will have his way here on earth. I ain't got no church to put nobody in. Don't want one. Never will have one. You ain't got to worry about that. They done rejected me too. They don't accept me either. I don't fit neither really in neither place. But I'm here. For the 1, 2, 3 that God want me to speak to. Who can get with what I'm putting down. Pick up what I'm putting down. I'm eating this first. I'm in here with you. As a matter of fact, first. Love you though. Okay, but the last shall be first, baby. I'm trying to God, I need mine. What you got for me and mine. Okay, I already been waiting and already done let people go first and be first and all that. What you trying to do in me? What you trying to do with me? What you trying to do through me? I need thee. Every hour. So when I'm standing before him like this, I'm tilling my ground. I'm watering my garden. Huh? I'm trying to bloom. Zion. When I was singing that song in the beginning, "Oh Zion," that's God's dwelling place. So I'm talking to all those in whom God dwells. You love him, I love him. Might not call him the same thing, the same name, but yeah, he knows those that are his. Okay? He knows those that are his. And I just want to say that this has been about 4 years that I was introduced, and I was definitely led, okay, to tarot reading. You know, didn't know nothing about it before. But I was in a situation and being gaslit, lied to, and I knew, but I needed it to be confirmed. God, is this what I'm looking at? This? And I can remember it was actually Mystic Beauty. And I think she got Cosmic Royal Family, you know, another, you know, channel. She might have a couple of channels up. But anyway, I saw the title and I was like, there go the truth right there. And that's how I got into this. And it was just I really see her and so many others. Lynn, through Lynn's eyes, black butterfly, is it black diamond butterfly? Black butterfly diamond. Please don't be mad at me because I'm getting it wrong. But these are people that I love and look up to. So many, so many. Oh my God, so many. I am just so thankful. Because they spoke to me in a way that I could get with the program. I could get with it. And when I did, I made changes. Separated from that 4 years now. Separated. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. God dropped that wisdom in my heart. Yeah. Trained me through them. Nurtured me through them. So glad they were there. So glad. Yeah. They were truthful witnesses. That's what I see them as. And I'm so thankful that God had them there to help me see, help me hear, help me know, administer that medicine. I'm so thankful. Because it really did save my life. I was in a situation where these people, this person, that situation was trying to take my mind. And it's really even not so much as the people. I'm after the devil. I mean, evil. And like, you know what I'm saying? The head of the snake. Your daddy. Jesus said, your daddy, the devil. Your father, the devil. We got two different fathers. Yeah, that's obvious. Yeah, you're not in it. You're not trying to do what I'm trying to do. Yeah. And I was able to receive from God. Because, even though these are people, the wisdom, the truth that I was hearing, I knew it was God. I knew it was God. And I'm so thankful that I wasn't prejudiced. Spiritually prejudiced. So I could get the help that I needed. And get me and my children out of that situation. Make decisions to where that person was not in my life. Those people are not in my life. They can't influence me. They can't lie to me no more. I'm not taking in that toxic love. I'm appreciative for that. So like I said, those Zion, those in whom God dwells. If anything is, I hope that something was said, you know what I mean, that give you a clue about something, some inspiration, okay, some encouragement, some support. Yeah. Even from the movie analogies, help you to see things, in a way that's clear so you can be safe. That is my desire, nothing else. God, the inheritance and the money and the whatever God got, that's going to come however it come. But I ain't hurting for nothing now. Okay, eating every day. Taken care of. I'm good. I want to fulfill my destiny. And I feel like this is what I'm supposed to be doing and plan on doing it till I leave here. Just turned 55 this month. Plan on doing it. Okay? Till either Jesus come or I leave here first. Okay? Y'all. And loving it. It's like my childhood. You know what I'm saying? Like God allowed me to go back and just even with the poems and the songs and everything. Those are things that I had done. Don't make me cry. This is another reason why I didn't want to. I've been hesitating on doing this because you have to just be so vulnerable. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what feelings going to come up. But these were things that were lying dormant. in my garden. And they bring me life. God give them to me. And He always speak to me through songs, or songs literally would save my life. As I listened to them, as I followed them, they weren't just songs. It was instruction. It was wisdom up coming to my heart. And I was not being that creative person, because the enemy literally had sown these weeds in my garden while I was sleeping on myself. And at the same time, before I got into my last marriage, I was saying, Lord, put my life in order, put my life in order, put my life in order. And He literally, I know it was a setup, because He literally sent chaos. Somebody who's chaotic, just within themselves, just out of order, for me to work that out and decide, okay, this is out of order. This is not it. He showed me what just disorder looked like. And being a housewife, me being home for 7 years, every day, 24/7, I had all that time to literally work through childhood wounds and issues and stuff that was causing me to make the choices that I was making. Choose, see, this is not love, it's toxic. But this is what you said you wanted. To deal with the grief. I lost my brother in 1999 of an asthma attack, and I swear I had been looking for that brother sister relationship, you know what I mean, ever since then. Not really dealing with it, working, not knowing how to deal with it even. But that last one, I had the opportunity to deal with a whole bunch of childhood wound and mother wound, father wound, the grief of losing my brother, settling for less, afraid of being abandoned, wanting to be loved, just looking for love and definitely in all the wrong places, because the person did not have love in their heart, not for themselves, not for me, not for my children. But God allowed that situation to be because He knew I would overcome it. He knew He had put in me everything I needed to overcome it. And like I said in the beginning, what you gonna do with what He gave you? The wisdom, the knowledge, the understanding, the insight, foresight, So we were able to work through that. But I'm so thankful to be here. Even though I'm a late bloomer. It's okay. It's okay. God has sent me here. I had to ask God, Lord, show me who I was before I came here. Before I began being here on this earth. Okay, because people say, all my life I've been popular, I've been, you know what I'm saying, you this, you that. I said, I don't feel like none of that what these people talking about. I don't feel beautiful, I don't feel, and it wasn't. I wasn't. I was covered by faults, fear, and sin. Doing it to myself again and again and again. This way, that way, the other way. All the ways. I was like, God, show me who I was before I came here. But he shows you who you are when you go through the situations, you know, when he gives you the circumstances. You wise. You too wise to be believing that stupid stuff. You know that's stupid. You know that's dumb. You know that ain't the right way. You know. And he gives you these opportunities so that you can grow out of them, outgrow them. And that's why I say I have been redeemed. Give God all the glory. That ain't gonna change. I give God all the glory, but I want to give the people that he used to help me out of a pit the credit. So thankful. And like I said, it's so many more. I probably mention people here and there as they come to mind, but God is good. I know that things have changed. You know what I'm saying? Like the world just done turned upside down because it's just too much goodness, too much information, too much of him in them. It's hard to go wrong. You got to really want to go wrong. You got to really not want to do right these days. Because he is just pouring himself out. Through people. I swear he done already come through in all of these people. And yet, we still got unruly children to deal with. And yet, wickedness is still here for us to clean up and to weed out. You got to tend to that garden. But we've already won. Okay? We've already won the battle. I mean, they might have won the battle, but we done won the war. Yeah. Every day. Every day that we rise, you know, again. Every day that we make a different decision, you know what I'm saying, that creates a better outcome for us. Yeah, we're proving that we have already won this war. Evil will not win. You will not win. Come again, bring a friend. God is the equalizer through us. Yeah, we turn it over, flipping it around, causing things to work together for our good. Because he know we love him. And we are also called according to his purpose. This whole thing is about between, I believe, you know what I'm saying, two forces. Let's simplify it. It ain't complicated. It is. It's good and evil. It's wickedness and righteousness. It's upright. It's reverse. You either one or the other. So he said, what you going to do with what he gave you? Are you going to live and not die so you can testify it? Or are you going to lie, deny, and crucify the Christ afresh? They crucify the Christ in us. Every time they do stuff that's done already been dealt with, it should be over. You already know that's wrong. And here you are being relentless, doing it again. You're not going to crucify the Christ afresh in me. I'm going to put a stop to it. I'm going to cut you too short to shit. For real, though. Yeah. In the most spiritual way I can. But yeah, just being real and blunt about it. Yeah. Yeah. You have to be like that with evil. You can't play with them and tease with them and teeter time going back and forth. No, you have to be decisive. Okay? With a timer on it. Denzel. Gotta shut that door on them 3 times and okay? Yeah, turn that whole thing up. Yeah, flip it. And this is spiritually speaking, not in the natural, y'all. Spiritually speaking, make decisions. Know who to say no to. Know who not to open the door for. Noah offers to turn down and stand 10 toes down. I said no. I didn't mutter, stop, pause, spit, or in the least bit stutter. You got to be like that about it. Yeah, because they'll try to run over you, run roughshod over you. Yeah. To death. They don't care. The wicked don't care. Deviousness, it don't care. Do not play with it. It will abuse you. It will crucify you afresh, okay? It will kill you. Yeah, that's the war. Don't let it be you. Don't let it be you. Do what you got to do. Get that wisdom, get that knowledge, get that understanding, and live. So you can live and not die. So you can testify like I'm doing now. Declare the works of the Lord. He's been good in this way, that way, the other way. Spread the word. The goodness of God, the good news that we are not alone. God sees us, He knows us, He hears us. We do have a Father that does live in heaven. Holy is His name. Let His kingdom come and let His will be done on earth as it is in heaven. He gives us each day our daily bread. Like I say, there's so many people out here that's good for the soil and good for the ground. They got good seed. They got good word, good wisdom, knowledge, understanding. They are caring. They are concerned. They are helpful. We're not talking about perfect people. We're talking about pure-hearted people. Ain't nobody perfect. We know that. But the heart is pure. Sincerely want to help. Well, going back to that, He gives us each day our daily bread. And forgives us our debts as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. Yes. Yes. So we not led into no temptations, but delivered from all evil. For thine is the power and the glory forever and ever. That's what I'm trying to see manifested. That's what I'm trying to see. That atmosphere. That atmosphere. I'm just sharing. Trying to burn in the same direction. Okay? Connecting that way. I'm burning in the same direction. Burning in a way that's warming. You know what I'm saying? Warming the heart. With fire you can destroy. And with fire you can refine. And you can build a fire that's warm. And keep people out of the cold. You can cook with it. Feed people with it. And then you got that other fire that wants to just kill, steal, and destroy you. Hell on earth. If we do not deal with these unruly children, we already know. It would be like Scar. He gonna ruin everything. The devil like Scar. He gonna ruin everything. Evil is like the spirit that was in Scar in the movie, Lion King. Yeah, he gonna destroy everything. Where's nothing gonna do too much. He ain't gonna be thinking about being selfish. He's gonna be not thinking about nobody else instead of being selfless. He's not a giver. He's not gonna be generous in his giving. He gonna be withholding. Yeah, all that, just crooked and devious. So we have to. God is hiring. What you gonna do with what he gave you? I hope you live and don't die. And I'll see y'all next time.